Hello Belmont artists, boys and girls. Today we are going to do something to introduce you to some very simple things in art. If you don't remember, my name is Mr. Fender, and today we're going to do a project that requires a pencil, a paper, and if you want to, you can have something to color with, but then we need something else. We need 5 things. We're going to do something called tracing. And tracing is when you put something down on your paper and you draw around it. And to do that, we need things to trace. So I want you to find 5 things somewhere around you, in your house, in your room, 5 things that you're allowed to have and that are smaller than your piece of paper. Because you can't bring your great big stuffed animal and put it down because you can't trace it on your piece of paper. So 5 things smaller than your piece of paper, not too tiny. But I'm going to go and find 5 things here in this room. So why don't you come with me and do that first? So let's go see what I can find. All right, boys and girls, I got all my things. I grabbed my pepper shaker. I grabbed a pair of scissors. I got a squishy hamburger. It was in my glitter, and look at that. It's got glitter all over it now. I need to clean that up. I got a toy car. And I got my bee buzzer timer. Bee buzzer timer, timer buzzer bee. It's my bee. It rings. Well, there we go. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put these things off to the side. Oh no. We got all this glitter to clean off. There we go. So, I have my piece of paper, I have my pencil. I'm going to pick my first object. I'm going to pick something kind of simple, but not too simple. I'm going to take my salt shaker. Now there's many ways that I could trace this. I could put it down like this. I could put it down on its side. I could even put it upside down, but then I get pepper all over my paper, and I don't want to do that because that'll make me sneeze. So I'm just going to put mine straight down like that. Now what I want us to see is when it's straight down like that, what shape do you think that'll make? You can say it now. I think I know what it's going to be, but let's see. I'm going to put it down, and this is how you trace. I'm going to hold my pencil in one hand, the hand that I like to write with or I like to draw with. And then I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to hold the object down tight. You don't want it sliding all over the paper because then your lines won't be good. So I'm going to hold it down tight and I'm going to put my pencil right beside it so it touches it. And I'm going to draw. And then I'm going to draw on the other side and the other side and then the other side. This shape has 4 sides. Then when I move it, it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. Do y'all know what that shape is? If it's hard to see, I'm going to outline it. That shape is a square. Some of you guessed that. All right. So now, I'm going to take my next object. I'm going to use my bee timer. And I'm going to put my bee timer, I could put it beside it, but I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to put it right over top of it. I think some of you know what that shape's going to be. I'm going to hold my bee timer down and I'm going to draw all the way around it. Now go slow when you're tracing, because if you try to go too fast, it's like going outside of the lines and you can just fling off, whoa, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to take and I'm going to draw my line all the way around it. I'm going to make sure to keep my pencil touching the side of the object I'm tracing, which is my B timer. And you want to make sure that your line goes all the way around back to where you started. Alright, I think I went all the way around it, so when I move it, yep, I think y'all knew what that shape that was. We have a circle. So I'm going to go over mine. I'm only going over mine with this black marker because it's easier for you to see in this video. There you go. Now, what else did I have? Ooh, so I had my pepper, I had my bee, I had my squishy hamburger. It still has glitter all over it. So, take my squishy hamburger and I'm going to put that down right here. Now this is really squishy, so it might be hard to trace around, so if you've got like a stuffed animal or something like that, you're going to have to kind of be real light, because if you push hard you're going to squish your pencil or your crayon or whatever you're using into it. You don't want to do that because that'll make your lines funny. So I'm just going to go real light. I'm going to go all the way around. Now I told you to use 5 things, but you can do as many things as you want to on your paper. There we go. Now that hamburger is kind of squishy, so it didn't make a perfect circle, but that's okay. I like it. I'm going to trace that line so that everyone can see it better. There we go. It's kind of like a lumpy circle. All right, now the only 2 things I have left are my scissors and my toy car. I'm going to do my toy car, but I'm going to make my toy car look kind of like, instead of doing it flat down like that, because that would just be another shape. What shape would that be? Kind of like yeah, like a rectangle. All right, I'm going to put my car like this. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to trace around the wheel, around the bumper, over the hood, up the windshield, over the roof, down the back. This has a racing spoiler on the back of it, under the back bumper, to the back wheel, and then I'm going to trace under that wheel, along the bottom, under the other wheel. Look at that. Kind of looks like a car shape. I'm not mad about that. Let's see. Now I'm going to draw it out. Look at that. That is cool. Now when I go to color this, I could actually color it in like a car. I have one more thing left, and that's scissors. Now scissors, remember, we always be careful. If you have scissors at home, we always be careful to not play with scissors, never run with scissors. But scissors, like some things you might bring to trace, can move. So I could trace them like this, closed, or I could trace them like this, open, any way I want to. I'm going to do mine a little bit open, and I'm going to trace them right here. So I'm going to take my hand, hold them down tight. I don't want to get close to these edges. Scissors sometimes can be sharp. So I'm going to hold my pencil, and I'm going to trace all the way around, being very careful to go slowly. And you can go slower than me. Mr. Fender's been doing this a long time. But tracing is going to help you learn about lines, straight lines, curved lines. It's going to help you learn how to control, be not too fast. Now look, this one has holes in it, so I'm going to trace inside those. It's always fun to trace inside of things like this, because you can really go wild. Whoa, look how fast I was able to do that, because it holds the pencil in. Yeah. Don't want to go too crazy though. Now look, pick it up. That looks like a pair of scissors. Let me trace that with my marker. This is another type of tracing where I just go over top of lines that are already there. Now even though these look like a pair of scissors, I see some other shapes. That kind of looks like a skinny triangle. There's a circle in the handle there. And in the circle here, I would say it's an oval, but it actually looks more like a bean. Look at that. So there's my 5 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That was pretty easy. You can trace as many things as you want to, and after you're done, you can color them. But what I want to challenge you to do is I want you to try to color them with different colors. Don't just do all one color, and try to stay inside the line that you made. So, I'm going to use some crayons today. I miss my crayons, so let me find some crayons real quick. I'm just going to use these 4 crayons. I think they came from a restaurant. I have red, yellow, blue, and green. You can do a lot with red, yellow, blue, and green. So first, instead of coloring all one, I'm going to color in each new shape that I made. Watch this. See, I could color in this whole square, but I'm just going to color this part red. Now I like a fast red car, so I'm going to go ahead and do my car in red too. And if you're coloring along with me, you can pause, or you can just let me play while you're drawing or coloring. But you can always go back if you need to. I'm going to do the inside. I'm going to do the inside of this scissor in red. And I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch every little decision I make. And we'll talk in a minute. And there you go, all colored in. I traced my shapes by drawing around them. I colored them in. I traced them over top of each other. I did some straight lines, and I did some curved lines. I did some things that are shaped that you know, like square or circle, and some things that are a shape of a thing, like a car or a pair of scissors. So I want you to practice this, tracing, because that's going to help you have better control when you draw. And if you join me in the Google Meet and you've done this, save your picture and show it to me on camera so I can see it and we can talk about it. And keep doing art, guys. I'll see you next time.